The Archibald Firefighters arbitration case is now in session. The complaint will first submit an arbitration request, state the facts and reasons.
On behalf of all firefighters, we request a 15% increase in pay over 3 years, provision for earlier retirement, and full income protection for the firefighters' long-term disability insurance in case of injury on the job.
The applicant presents the fact and reason.
First, firefighters serve a large city with a population of up to 100,000. Existing firefighters have been working in staggered conditions to prevent possible fires and the other safety accidents, so they have a reason to get better working entitlements. Second, compared with Toronto, which has a similar population, our firefighters have a far lower wages and benefits the workload of firefighters in each other, but two cities is similar. Third, firefighting is a specific profession. It has a certain risk. Firefighters in the work of the injury is much higher than other occupations. Finally, in addition to facing natural disasters such as fires and earthquakes, firefighters in their careers are also under mental pressure to save lives and realize the city. So many firefighters are unable to maintain a healthy body and mind until retirement age. They need to have a decent retirement status. That's all.
It is now up to respondent to file a request for arbitration stating the facts and reasons.
On behalf of the city's administrators and residents, I would like to thank all firefighters for their contributions and are ready to continue to support their work. We are willing to improve the working entitlements of firefighters with limited financial capacity, and depending on the city's actual financial situation, consumption levels, and average wage levels, the council plans to increase firefighters' salaries by 8% in 2 years or by 6% in 1 year.
The respondent presents the fact and reasons.
First of all, every worker is valuable to our city, and the city is trying to give back in the face of limited financial circumstance. We have increased the salaries of all employees by as much as possible by 2.5%. In addition, the cost of living in each city is different. Compared with other cities with a similar population, our city's consumption and living standards are not high, so 6% or 8% increase is in line with firefighters' work standards. The most important point is that our managers have always believed that firefighters do have a responsibility for public safety, so we are planning other supplementary programs that are in the public interest and firefighters' interest on the basis of this pay increase.
Okay, now that there is an arbitration debate, both parties can present your own argument on the basis of facts around the focus of the dispute.
Although each job is valuable to the city, the importance of different jobs is different. It presents Most of the buildings in the whole city are aging. The public safety risks is rising, and the work of firefighters will only increase but no decrease in the visible range in the future. The standard of Toronto in the same case is reasonable, so it makes sense of us to refer to the pay standards of the city of Toronto in the same situation.
I hope that the other side can further refer to the standards of living in the two cities, which are completely different, and the city's financial capacity does not allow this increase because it's likely that the city will go bankrupt, and the city after bankruptcy will only expose all employees, including firefighters, to the circus of unemployment and declining living standards.
It is the responsibility of city managers to improve the work conditions of the employees. If this problem cannot be effectively solved, we also have a right to choose new capable managers to improve the working environment of employees.
What I want to show is that your two goals are the same on the point of improving employee working condition, but there are differences in standard. As long as it can effectively elevate the income pressure of firefighters, I suggest that the two sides should not exclude other solutions. After all, they can achieve our agreed goal. Recently, the mayor has publicly advocated for tax cuts, so I suggest that the respondent come up with a more detailed plan as soon as possible to give firefighters a tax cut on top of an 8% pay increase.
We will draw up a standard that is closer to the conditions of both parties and announce it as soon as possible with reference to the city's consumption level, the salary increase expected by firefighters, and other factors.
We will accept the result afterward. It is more in the interests of employees. In addition, it is hoped that the issue of the health of firefighters can arouse the attention of city managers. Firefighters are line of the defense for city safety. Once the quality of this line of defense becomes a hidden danger, the entire city will be in danger.
Regarding the health of employees, our proposal is to provide different life guarantees for firefighters with different disability standards at work. There are still many positions suitable for the disabled in the city, and city managers are willing to provide these positions for disabled firefighters who cannot continue to engage in firefighter work to help them live with more dignity instead of relying on insurance alone.
It may be a good choice for firefighters with mild disability, but for firefighters with long-term weight-bearing and moderate or severely disabled firefighters, this doesn't solve the fundamental problem. In particular, the current cities are reducing public expenditure and the number of employee people is increasing.
Uh, yes, as you said, cities are facing the above problems, so we are considering improving the privatization service in cities to ease financial pressures and employment pressures. Especially, we will support some operators to set up companies to undertake some public service tasks, such as selling firefighters equipment to commercial organizations, providing firefighting training and firefighting inspection service. All of these activities are business practice that, on the one hand, reduce the city's fiscal spending and help business make money and increase employment.
These professional jobs are in line with the professional characteristics of firefighters. So our union suggests that these jobs are more likely to employ our older firefighters.
Well, it's a good implementation that addresses the desire of older firefighters to retire early, and city managers can withdraw this portion of corporate tax to compensate firefighters with moderate or severe disabilities. Of course, after easing the pressure on firefighter jobs and incomes. We hope that union will also consider the financial and regulatory pressures that cities are under to encourage firefighters to remain engaged and improve the quality of services.
We agree to facilitate the work of older firefighters and ask for the corporate tax scheme to compensate firefighters with disabilities. We would like to have more time to analyze, balance, and plan the scheme because the current financial capacity will not be able to cover the full cost of moderately and severely disabled firefighters in the short term.
Sonia,
Yep,
you return.
yep. It's an applicant. The applicant, the financial problems are true, but the living security is of disabled firefighting cannot be ignored. My suggestion is that the council come up with 3-year implementation plan to gradually solve the problem.
We agree that at least the firefighters can outline their concerns and get to work.
We will come up with a concrete plan as soon as possible.
In order to adopt the arbitration method, which is more beneficial to the interest of both parties, I should first mediate and reach an agreement on the basis of the willingness of both parties. Now, I ask the parties whether the complaint and the respondent are willing to mediate under the auspices of the arbitrator.
I agree.
I agree.
So the arbitration mediation scheme is as follow. The respondent implemented a tax reduction scheme on the basis of meeting the applicant's 8% increase over 2 years in order to achieve that target of a 10% increase over 3 years. Priority is given to disabled firemen who have the ability to work to obtain other job opportunities for income. Inclusion of firemen with moderate to or severe disabilities in future commercial insurance scheme. Ending. So the respondent and the applicant proofread and sign the transcript of the arbitration. This arbitration is over.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.